What's up, style babes? Welcome back to my channel. We're hopping right into the tutorial. In today's video, I'll be showing y'all how I bleach and pluck my knots in 2022. This is the powder that I use. It's BW2 powder, and I use 30 volume developer. I also have a mixing bowl and a mixing brush. You can use like a butter knife, whatever is easier. And then I also have some purple conditioner. You can use shampoo, but I am using conditioner. So I'm gonna go ahead with this Got To Be spray and just get away those flyaways. You just don't want them in the way of the bleach because it will turn your hair and you'll have like little blonde specks in the front of your hairline, and nobody wants that. So I flipped the wig inside out because this is a 360 wig, so it is a full-on frontal, like literally ear to ear, a full-on 13x4 frontal. Some of these companies be lying, they be like 13x4 and they'll take off literally half your lace. So I'm gonna go in with some powder, and I don't have exact measurements, really. I don't. Like I said, it is a full-on frontal, so I had to use a little bit more bleach, and I use as little possible developer because once you add too much, it'll be way too liquidy and you'll end up having to add more bleach into it, and you're just wasting more and more product because you might not end up using it. So I literally just add little by little of the bleach that I need and just stir it up until it's to my liking. I like it to be thick like this, kind of like a toothpaste, but like thicker consistency. And I do this thing where if I can flip it upside down and it doesn't move, then that is how I know that it is thick enough and it will not seep through the lace and go to the roots of the hair, because you do not want that. So right here, it's in normal time. I didn't speed it up just because I wanted to show y'all how I am applying the bleach. I am not being rough about it because if you are a little too rough, it can end up seeping through the lace, and you just want to apply it on top of the lace. You don't want to really press it through there because you will end up, over bleaching the roots. And I like to start from the back and work my way up because the back does tend to take longer to bleach. The knots are always thicker there compared to the front of the hairline. The knots tend to be a little smaller. They might be like double knotted or like one knotted. So yeah, I just like to start from the back and move my way up. And sometimes, depending on how thick the knots are, I will allow the back to bleach just for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes so it can get a little head start, and then I will work my way up to the front as well and do the hairline. So as you see, that was a clip of me. I had let it bleach just for a little bit, like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I came back and I started to apply it to the front of the hairline. And this is optional, but I do like to add some foil onto the bleach portion because it will make the process move a little more quicker. You can always just, leave it out without having the aluminum foil, but I just choose to because it does speed it up a little bit, because 30 volume developer is a little slower compared to like 40 volume or 50 volume developer. And like I said, this is a 360 wig, so while the front is bleaching, I am going to go ahead and bleach the back. So I have my timer set for 30 minutes, but I honestly have no set time because all lace and all wig companies are different. Some knots will bleach quicker, other knots might take longer. So I guess a go-to is 30 minutes, but in between time I do, look at the knots just to make sure that it is bleaching properly. So I am going to go in with the purple shampoo, or that's purple conditioner. I'm going in with the purple conditioner, and that is just going to tone down the knots. As you can see before, after you wash out the bleach, it does leave the knots like a brassy kind of tone, and you don't want that. You want it to be neutralized and bring that tone down a little bit. And I like to use conditioner instead of shampoo because I feel like, it's a little less drying. So at this point, the hair is fully air dried, and this is what the hair looks like. This is how the hairline comes before. This is the pre-plucked, and it is a good pre-plucked, you know, if you are new at it and you don't want to pluck the hair. This is pretty good, you know, you could just really throw this on your head and then be good. But I wanted to look like this. So this is the side that I did off camera, and as you can see, it is a major difference, and it does look a bit more natural. So that is what I'm going for. I'm going to do that on the other side, and I'm going to show y'all exactly how I did it in real time, no speed whatsoever, literally real time. And just to show y'all, like, I'm not quick with it or nothing. Like, you know, it really does take about like maybe like 30 minutes or so just to do one side, because you really just want to take your time. You don't want to overpluck, and you also don't want to give yourself like a hole in your lace, because I have done that. I plucked a little too hard and it literally poked a hole in my lace. So you always want to be careful about that. So I like to pull out the pre-pluck section, and I like to go behind that and start my plucking. And I pull out hair like 3 times behind the section that I first start with. So here I go. This is the first section of me pulling out the hair. So as you can see, I just start right behind the hairline. And I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I'm a visual learner, so I hope that you can understand what I'm doing. Like, I'm literally just going in between the hairs and just plucking a little bit, and then I move down along the line. Okay, so I'm pulling out the section of hair the second go round, and I usually do this about 3 times, maybe like 2 to 3 times. It really depends on how well the pre-plucked wig is, because if it is plucked well, I really don't have to pluck much. I really don't even have to do all of this. But if it is on a little bit of a thicker side, I will do it about 3 times, and that usually gets me where I want it to be. And I always use my hot comb to just flatten it, press it back. You can do this while wet. I did actually used to pluck my hairlines when it was wet, but I did notice that I would overly pluck sometimes, and it would cause it to, like, you know, have a bald spot. But that is your preference and your choice, whatever you are comfortable with. I'm more comfortable plucking the hair when it is dry and using my hot comb just to press it out and make it nice and flat. And like I said before, this is literally the same plucking motion that I do. I do pluck, pluck, skip, pluck, pluck, skip. Alright, so I am all done with plucking behind the hairline, and now I like to go in and pluck in front of the hairline. This isn't a, need to, but this is just what I like to do. I don't, go crazy and overly pluck it, but when wigs are pre-plucked, they tend to have sometimes like a boxy pre-made hairline, and I just want to get rid of that because you really want to make it look as natural as possible. So that is what I do. That's why I do it. I just pluck a little bit, not too much. I'm not staying at that same spot. I'm just moving, literally the same thing I was doing behind the hairline, and I like how it looks every single time that I do it. So yeah, I just pluck it a little bit in front of the hairline, and then it's all good. And there we have it. That is what that one side is looking like. As you can see, it is such a major difference compared to the top. Okay. It just went to another clip. All right, so this is the final result. I did pluck that top section off camera, and that is how both sides is looking. The frontal looks so good. It looks so bomb. Literally looks like the canvas head has hair growing right up out of its scalp. It's giving scalpiana. And this is my updated 2022 bleaching and plucking tutorial. I hope that this was helpful for y'all. Do not forget to like and subscribe if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that bell so you are notified every single time that I do post a new video. And I will see y'all in my next one. Bye, style babes.